Alright, here we are. That looks pretty clean. Yeah. I don't know where we are.
Woo woo woo!
Road closed.
We're 49k from Lithgow, that's where we are. So now you're with Vincent, the one who's riding the super motard road tired DRZ. And I'm going to be following Pat. He's probably going to shovel me in shit.
I wouldn't dare!
Look at his sweet helmet. Yeah. What's cool about this bike though is that it's got an iPhone mount.
Hey, feel free to do the thingo too if you fog up.
Oh yeah. And it's charging up the whole time, and it's running Motion X, so we can record exactly where we go. It's all pretty good, really. Ah, all right, onwards. Hopefully we get to see Pat do a big crash right in front of the camera. Ah, mind you, he's got my bag on, so it wouldn't be that good. Alright, on the way. Whew, bit sketch already. These road tyres are actually pretty scary. I came from sort of motocross riding and I needed a commuter bike, so I picked up the DRZ 400 just because the engine's is like bulletproof basically. I mean, we had one back in New Zealand where I'm from, and you can get 40,000 k or so before needing to adjust anything inside it. It's pretty good. So I picked up one of these motards just because of the sort of commuter type ability, and I got some new wheels coming, but for now, man, it's you get into sand or you get into anything a little bit slippery or a little bit wobbly or something, and these tyres, they have just absolutely no traction whatsoever. They go where they want to go, they don't go where you want them to go. So it's interesting riding. You learn a lot. You learn to never put too much faith on your braking either. You try and stop and you just start sliding and lock up instantly. It was odd actually last week being back on a motocross bike when I was in New Zealand, and I'd almost forgotten how to ride with knobblies. You know, I was too timid the whole time. I was freaking out that I wasn't going to stop or I was going to slip or something like that. You just got to put your faith into everything. So it definitely adjusts your riding style. Interesting to find a lot of these sort of tracks around Sydney, especially. I mean, you've got to go about an hour and a half to get to them, but once you do, they just seem to all link together as well. It's interesting. I mean, we did this sort of 600k trip a couple of weeks back, which went all the way from Sydney up to Singleton, and a lot of it was off-road through St Albans and that kind of thing. And the dirt roads, you know, they seem to just work really well together. Shit. This is the kind of stuff that's difficult. Just gotta be a bit careful. Don't want to slip over and smash up my mirrors and my bloody indicators and everything off the bike. Alright, here we are. Someone walking their dog. I like those dogs. They're cool. It's a beautiful day here. It's been shit for ages. Pat's probably already told you all about that if you've watched the other clips. But the weather has been crap for like a month, and today it just so happened to be a Saturday that we picked to do this ride, and the weather is fantastic. So lucky. if it had been anything like it was Monday through Friday, you would not want to be out here. It's been bucketing. It's been super shit. Hard to keep up with on the dirt because I have to be a bit more careful. Oh, you probably get some hardcores commenting or some shit saying, nah, I rode road tyres on motocross track and I can beat everybody. But that person's not me. What the fuck? Wow, okay, that's a big drop. You wouldn't want to come off there. It'll be all over pretty quick. It'll just go straight down. Jesus, I don't know, 50 meters maybe? What a road. Funny on a motorbike, often you almost forget to look up. I find that a lot. You know, you're riding technical sort of trails, especially single track, it's almost impossible. I mean, when you're racing enduro, you sort of don't even take note of where you are because it's too hard to, you know, you're watching the track so much. But even just gravel roads and that kind of thing, or maybe even tar seal roads in some cases, you sort of become so fixated on what you're doing that you stop to it, you forget completely to actually look around you and see what's going on. It's quite cool. I mean, if Pat hadn't have pointed that out, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have even noticed us sitting on the edge of like a 50 metre straight drop. I certainly would have found out if I had gone over it, that's for sure. Ah! Hopefully the camera didn't get too wet there. I can't actually tell. What's the issue with these sort of helmet cams is that once you set them running, you really have no idea what they're up to. I mean, it could have slipped off the helmet, it could be dragging behind the bike right now, and all you're seeing is my back wheel, but hopefully that's not the case. Look at Paddy's sweet red bag. Pretty awesome. All the way from Kathmandu. No, not really. Kathmandu's a clothing chain in New Zealand. Adventure people shop there. It's all ridiculously expensive, but someone gave me that bag once and I've used it for so long now, I've grown quite attached to it. Plus I'm spending so much on this motorbiking stuff that I can't actually afford to get a new one even though the back zip doesn't close. Like these sort of, I'm not sure if you caught it back there, but on the right there's some quite large sort of rock formations, and they're really neat actually. That I quite like that look of big rock walls. I mean, like that is just, that's something else, isn't it? Really spectacular.